Dear students, welcome back to the first PUC economics class. Let us come to know the continuation part of the chapter 14, Human Capital Formation in India. Shall go for the video number 14 point. Video 14.5 Education Sector in India. This is Basuraj, the lecturer in economics. Now we shall come to know how much the government spends on the development of education. On education, the government is spending lots of amount, but what extent it has been used and how much is going to be spent by the government. Now we shall come to know the government expenditure on education has been classified into two ways. First is as a percentage of total. On education, what the government is spending, it can have two ways. First one is as a percentage of total government expenditure. As a percentage of government expenditure. Percentage of total government expenditure. Second is as a percentage of GDP. There are two ways to spend by the government expenditure on the educational development or education. First one is as a percentage of total government expenditure. How much total expenditure is there as per the budget or maybe the total expenditure. It might be can possible to get spent another way, that is as a percentage of GDP, gross domestic product. domestic product. How much gross domestic product is there in India? As per that, the percentage of amount has been divided for the development of education or education expenditure. That is what is how the government can possibly get spend the expenditure on the development of education. Now we shall come to know there is a percentage of education or percentage education of expenditure. Here the percentage of education expenditure of total government expenditure. It indicates the importance of the total government expenditure on the schemes of things before the government. Shows the schemes here what the percentage of government total expenditure that shows the schemes of things of the government in developing the education. ಶಿಕ್ಷಣವನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಯಾವ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಜಾರಿಗೆ ತರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ಹಣವನ್ನು ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಇದರಿಂದ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ದ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ and education sector, and even the percentage of education expenditure of GDP. Second, percentage of education expenditure on GDP. Expresses the what it has been expresses the percentage of government expenditure on education out of GDP, or maybe what is the total ratio of the GDP and also government expenditure on education is expresses the much of our income is being committed to the it has been the much of the interest has been committed to the development of the education in the country. So income is committed to the development education. Here the percentage of education expenditure on GDP or out of GDP expresses the income is committed to the development of education. What percentage of the people's income has been diverted and committed towards the development of education can be shown. But the thing is, for the education expenditure as a percentage of the total government expenditure in 1952, in 1952 the expenditure has been increased from before 7.92% to 15.7%. 2014, 7.92% to 15.7% in 2014. It has been increased. It means the cent percent of the income has been doubled, increased. in order to develop the education from 1952 immediately after the independence to the recently 2014. But whereas the percentage of GDP, here percentage of education expenditure to the GDP has been increases. Increases from 0.64 to 4.13. Zero point 0.64 to 4.13%. Nineteen 51-52, it was 0.64%. 0.64%, which has been increased to 4.13% in 2014. But this can be possible to be come to know that the government of India has been striving a lot in order to increase the expenditure and also promote the education services to the better education in the India. But during the period of 1952 and also 2014, it has been increased the education expenditure. It is not has been uniform and also irregular. Expenditure on education is not uniform. Is not uniform. It has been irregular rise and fall. It has been not uniform, it has been irregular, rise and fall is there because there are various reasons behind that to be have not uniformity in the education sector expenditure. This is include the private expenditure by individuals. Some of the individuals also have been spent a lot on the development of education. Philanthropist institutions also can be. Some of the individuals, some of the philanthropic institutions as well as, and even total education expenditure should be higher. The education expenditure should be higher. Here, the education expenditure should be higher as per the private expenditure by individuals and philanthropist institutions. It has been come to know that there must be need of still increasing the expenditure by the government on development of education can, because already the present system of the education expenditure, as you know, it is not uniform, it is irregular, which has been a rise and fall in the expenditure made by the government on education. sector can be. But elementary education takes the major share of the total outlay. It is elementary education. The total expenditure made by the government on elementary education is much more and higher than the other education levels can. It has the total expenditure. Here, elementary level of education expenditure. As more share. Out of total education expenditure, elementary level has higher share of education expenditure. In 2014 and also 15. 2014 and also 15 per capita public expenditure on elementary education. Per capita public expenditure on elementary education. It has been differs from one state to another state. Suppose Himachal Pradesh has the highest of rupees 34,651. Lowest. Bihar has lowest of rupees only 4,088. 4,088 rupees. It is just very least amount has been in Bihar. This can be shows that the resultant differences in the various states what it has been spent. One of the state has highest expenditure like Himachal Pradesh. It has highest expenditure of 34,651 per student in the state. Whereas Bihar is spending very least amount on each student. That's called as per capita public expenditure on elementary education. ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಥಮಿಕ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗೆ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡುವ ಹಣ 34,651 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಹಿಮಾಚಲ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದರೆ ಬಿಹಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇವಲ 4,088 ರೂಪಾಯಿಯನ್ನು ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದೇನು ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ how the differentiated in the expenditure made by the government on various states. This can be as differences in educational opportunities. difference made educational opportunities. And even educational opportunities and attainments across states. See, whatever the educational opportunities and also attainments have to be get reached to the every student that cannot be reached in the case it has been varies from one state to another state. But share of expenditure on higher and tertiary education, this is a primary education. Second is education expenditure. Higher education levels, higher and tertiary education. Here higher education level and tertiary level, that expenditure has been meager and lesser can be than the elementary education, like colleges, polytechnics, universities. Universities. There are colleges, polytechnics, universities, and also many other bodies. It has been least on the average. On an average, the government spends least amount on the higher level education and also tertiary education levels. That cannot be possible, or it is not at all spending large amount on this part. It is very less on the tertiary education. Expenditure per student in tertiary education. See, the per student expenditure per student in tertiary education is less than that of the education is higher than that of the elementary education. See, expenditure per student in tertiary education. The expenditure on tertiary education per student is higher in tertiary sector, but least in the elementary education level. ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಥಮಿಕ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಉನ್ನತ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅಂತ ವರದಿ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. But it doesn't mean that financial resource should be transferred from the tertiary education to elementary education. But it is not to be as say that when the elementary education has least expenditure and when there is a tertiary education has more expenditure, but need not to be get transfer, but has to be make focus on the elementary education expenditure more than the higher and also tertiary level of education. This is what the important thing should be come to know by the government when it has been come to spend on the various sectors of the economy. But the thing is, the government must be take initiative in order to be spend large amount on the education sector. But we can expand the school education. We need to be more teachers who are trained in the higher educational institutions. We need trained teachers. Higher education institutions. Because there must be need of more spending on the higher education and tertiary education, because that higher education and tertiary educations are training the teachers and also other resources which are needed to be get impart the education in the elementary education. Thus it must be need to be get focus on the tertiary education, but it need not to be get neglect the primary education or maybe elementary education. Therefore, expenditure on all the levels of education should be increased. That's why not only education expenditure to be increased in the higher education, but also has to be concentrated on the spending more and more on the elementary education also. This is important. But education expenditure recommended by various commissions also there. Let us come to know what are those commissions which have been appointed by the government, how much is to be spent on the education. Let us see. That is education expenditure. There are various committees have been recommended. The level of education expenditure has to be get made. But inadequacy or shortage of the expenditure on education, if we compare with the education expenditure recommended by the various committees about 56 years ago, there are various committees have been appointed by the government to study the how much is to be get spent on the education. Education Commission (1964 and 1966). The Education Commission has been recommended that at least 6%. Say, the government appointed the Education Commission in 1964 and also 66. In between those periods, it has been given its own report on how much is to be get spent education. It has been recommended that at least 6% of GDP ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಆದಾಯದ %6 ಕನಿಷ್ಠ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ಗಾಗಿಯೇ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ರೆಕಮೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಎ noticeable rate of growth in the educational achievements. It can when it has been come to increase the expenditure on education, it can come to know what achievements can have the education sector. Second, Tapas Muzumdar Committee. Tapas Muzumdar Committee, appointed by 1998. In 1998, Tapas Muzumdar Committee in 1998 has been estimated expenditure in education around 1.37 lakh crores. Out of 10 years of the long period from 1998 and also others, 1998-99, to 2006 and 7. Say within 10 years of 1998-99 to 2006 and 7, the government has to be get spend about 1.37 lakhs of crores of rupees on the educational activities and giving the free and compulsory education. Education between 6 to 14 children. It has been recommended that all the people or children, those who are come under the age group of 6 to 14 years must get the free and compulsory education in India. That's called as school education must be free at the government cost. And even level of education expenditure 6% of GDP compared to the present level of the little over 4% has been inadequate. By the time education expenditure increased from present 4% to 6% of GDP of the government. The presently 4% is there, but from the 4% it has to be increased the 6% of the education expenditure on GDP can. ಅಂದರೆ ಹಾಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ 4% ಶಿಕ್ಷಣದ ವೆಚ್ಚವನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಆದಾಯದ 6% ಆದರೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ, 4%ಇಂದ ಒಂದು 2% ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ರೆಕಮೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ದ ಗೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ 6% ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ರೀಚ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಇಯರ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಗೆಟ್ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಡ್. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅಗತ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ 2009 ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಎನಾಕ್ಟೆಡ್ Right of Education Act. ರೈಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಒಂದು ಮೂಲಭೂತ ಹಕ್ಕಾಗಿ 1999 2009ರಿಂದ ಈಚೆಗೆ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದಿ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ 6 to 14 years age group of the children. But not only for this, it has been come to make government levying 2% cess. Government is levying 2%. ಸೆಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಶುಲ್ಕ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 2% ಸೆಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸನ್ನು ಹಿಡಿತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾವು ಯಾವುದು ಫ್ಯೂಯಲನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲು ಡೀಸೆಲನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಗ್ಯಾಸನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 2%ನಷ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಸಮೇತ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಖರ್ಚಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್, ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಶಾಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ ಔಟ್ಲೇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಹೈಯರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಲೋ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಸ್. Government is giving most of the funds even for the higher education as well as the loan schemes also can be. Students in pursuing higher education, India's literacy rate, that's why it has been come to reach at 77.7%. As per 2020 estimation, it is about 77.7% of the Indian people have been literate. Literacy level has been reached a lot. But come to say, educational achievements in India. Educational achievements. It has been made 3 levels of the educational achievements. The first level, adult literacy rate. Adult literacy rate, percentage of people aged 50 plus. Plus male and female. And second is primary completion rate. Primary completion rate, percentage of relevant age group. Age group, male, female. And the third is youth literacy rate. In 1990, 2000, 2015. Percentage of people aged 24. It is about 60 to 68. 68, 81, 63. 38, 45. 78, 61. 85, 69. 69, 99. 99, 94. And 77, 54. 80, 65. 92, 87. This is what adult literacy rate in 1990, 62 is there, that will increases to 68 and 81 and 38, 45. It has been increases a lot.